Greetings, my peeps, and welcome to the All Things Basketball Podcast with your boy GD. Doing right now the Eastern Conference Semifinals preview, but in the building, I have a giant in the media space, in the podcast space, Leo Rochelle. She's
Hey,
in the building,
hey.
so we're going to chop it up a little bit, and then I'm going to find out what she's doing as far as all her projects and things like that. All that and more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hey.
Okay, guys, it's your boy GD back with the All Things Basketball with GD podcast. And guys, you know, this is a crazy time of year. You got playoffs going on. Now you have the conference semifinals. I did the Western Conference for you. Now we're doing the East. But with me to do that is a friend of mine in the podcast space. She is a host, executive producer,
Hey.
creative culture curator, media and brand strategist, master storyteller, artist, stylist, and we can add some more titles, but we'll be here all day. My buddy, Leo Rochelle, how are you?
Is that me? Man, I sound like I got a lot going on. You know?
Yeah,
I'm good, love. How are you? It's good to see your face. Good to be here.
good seeing you. Good seeing you. It's been a minute.
Absolutely.
We saw each other last October at the
October, yeah.
Apples and Audio. Yeah, we saw each other there. And, you know, we've been talking about trying to link up here. And, you know, you come on my show, I come on yours, whatever the case. But you came on here, which I appreciate. So,
Absolutely. And we're gonna
pleasure
get you right
having
on
you in the
ours too.
building.
We gotta set it up so you can come on over there on our side. I don't know
For
nothing about
sure.
sports, but
For
I'm
sure.
looking
Well,
forward to this conversation, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give your peoples a good little laugh, a little run for their
oh,
money.
oh, for sure. For sure. For sure. Now, you and I first met. That was back in 2022, I want to say,
Yes,
at the
22
yes,
at the Afros and Audio Conference in Philly.
in Philly, yes. And actually, it's funny because that was the first one I attended. So, you
Was
know,
it? Oh, okay. That was the first.
yeah,
I think that was my first in-person one.
that was first in person as well. I
Okay.
did
Yep.
the
So
virtual the year before. So, yeah, that's where I met you there. And actually, that night, I don't know if you remember, we was trying to find an after hour spot to eat because everybody got in so late, and we found this spot there.
yep.
Raphael was there. Danielle, I call her Mrs. Grant because she does all the Grant stuff. She was there as
Okay.
well. Yeah, so yeah, it was a nice time.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
That's where
so
I
first,
met
mhm.
J Ray and Sir Daniel.
Yes, yes,
Those are two of my
2
favorite
points.
podcast
Yeah,
peoples.
yeah, that's one of my
Yeah.
favorites as well. So yeah, so how long you been in the podcast business there?
I've been in media for about 15 years. A
Wow.
little longer than that if we account for high school, because I did radio and broadcasting, theater, audio engineering, all of that kind of stuff in high school. So a
Hmm.
little longer if we account for high school. But if we don't account for high school, about 15 years I started doing um blogging. It was Blog Talk Radio back then when I started.
Hmm.
And that's what I did for quite some time. And then I shifted. And over time, I did a whole bunch of other things in between. And
Mm.
then I did radio for some years. And once I did radio, the radio station that I was on went down for a little while. And when it went down, I had to figure out how to pivot, how to make everything still shake, how to make everything still move and groove. And so
Mm.
when I looked into doing that, podcasting was it. That was the closest thing to radio. It was the closest thing that similarly mirrored what we were already doing. So
Gotcha.
I had to learn all kind of stuff. And then as I was learning everything, tapping into everything, that's when I came across, at the time it was called Anchor, which is now Spotify for
Yes.
creators. It was Anchor at the time.
Hmm.
And so we started, I tapped into it a little bit, didn't really feel it. And then September of 2020 is when we came back full fledged, doing our thing, all of that kind of good stuff with
Mm.
the podcast. And we've been going, it'll be 6 years in September.
Ooh, nice, nice,
Yes,
nice.
6 years in September.
Nice, nice. Good, good. That sounds good. Yeah. So we're going to talk about all that and more. We're going to get to the basketball stuff first. I
All
know you're
right,
in.
I'm here for it. I'm here for
I know
it.
you'll do the best you can.
I sure will.
Yes, yes. Now I know you're in Indiana, so you
Right.
know the buzz there right now. They're about to start the WNBA season, the fever.
With the
You know
fever.
about
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, all the buzz around her. So they're expecting big things out there.
Yeah, they are. The city is always buzzing around this time of year because we have a lot of the events that take place here. We do have some of the March Madness stuff that happens here in Indy. I believe some of the NCAA, all kind of all of those kind of conferences and tournaments, and then right into the basketball season with WNBA, and then we go into the NBA season. But you also know I know basketball is your thing, but we also
Yeah.
have the Colts here as well. So then we
Oh,
move right
yeah,
into
yeah.
that. So Indy stays busy around most of the year, but when it comes to sports, it starts around March until about
Hmm.
towards late November, December.
Right, right,
It
right.
dies down, and then people
Yeah.
start getting back excited when it comes around Super Bowl time.
Hmm. Right, right. Depending on how the Colts are doing, I'm not
Right.
sure how they're doing these days, but
And
that's a
if they're
story
not
for
doing
another
too good, then it's real quiet around here. But
day. Hmm.
and it was
Right.
really buzzing.
Mhm.
Was that last year when the Pacers were in the?
Oh yes, they made the finals.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah,
Time is flying so much. I can't keep up. It felt like it was 2 years ago. So yeah, last year it was,
last year.
the
Yeah,
city was
and
on
then
fire last year when
oh
that
yeah,
happened. So
and
yeah.
then unfortunately for you guys, Tyrese Halliburton went down with a knee injury, and actually
Mm,
he didn't play at all this year.
right.
So they they have kind of a gap year, if you will. But they're going to get a high draft pick, and I think they'll be back in the thick of things next year. They
Yeah.
just need him back in the fold. That's your floor general. So yeah, yeah,
I think they're gonna do really good once they get settled again. Once they kind of get everything back in order and they get all of their people back into play,
that's it.
they'll do just
That's
fine.
it. Right, right. And you guys also just added a center that you got from the Clippers, who's pretty good.
Okay, come
So
on, y'all.
Dr. Porter.
So my
So yeah.
nephew is a really big basketball fan. So even
Mhm.
though I don't know all of the people, I know a lot of what's happening.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
when you have a 15-year-old basketball fan, you can't not know what's going on. That's literally his life.
Yes.
Playing basketball on the gaming console, and then watching basketball, that's his life. And every time we talk,
Mm.
he's talking basketball. So
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of basketball. I'm not a big sports girly. I think I would be if somebody would tell me what I'm looking at while I'm
Okay.
watching.
Okay. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Well, you're gonna get an education today, so.
Listen, I'm ready for class. Okay.
All right. All right. So let's jump right into it. We're going to talk about the conference semifinals, the preview.
Okay.
The first matchup, which will actually take place tonight as of this taping, my New York Knicks, the 3 seed,
Come on,
going
Nick.
up against the hated 7 seed, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
And in in the season series, they actually tied 2 games apiece. So it's a pretty even matchup. And mind you, most of the year they didn't have their star center Joel Embiid. But let's get to how the Knicks got there, and then we'll talk about how Philly got there. The
Okay.
Knicks, yep, the Knicks took the sixth seed, the Atlanta Hawks, 4-2. Now, the Knicks started this out. They got the win in game one. And then game two, they messed up somehow. Actually, I was watching the game and they just let the game slip away. So Atlanta took game two, heading to Atlanta. And then Atlanta would take game three in a close one in Atlanta. So now you got the Knicks down 2-1. Everybody's panicking. Your Stephen A. Smith is going crazy. So
Going
he out.
crazy.
He well, he stays going crazy, but that's a story for another day.
Right.
So now Knicks are down 2-1. They win game four. Then heading back to the Garden, they absolutely dismantled them in a 29-point blowout.
Wow.
And yes, and actually, it's funny because game four is where Karl Anthony Towns he gets his first triple double, where he has double-digit points, rebounds, and assists in the playoffs. So, in game five is the blowout. Then the bigger blowout, they go back to Atlanta and they beat them 140-89.
Jeez, talk about a blowout.
Yeah. Ooh. So you're talking about a 51-point dismantling of the Hawks,
Yeah.
which is actually a franchise record for them.
Okay.
And the halftime score, which was, I couldn't believe it because I was actually in traveling, and I saw it was 83-36, and that's the largest playoff deficit for someone as far as that goes. It's the largest lead
Okay.
at halftime. That was a playoff record. I was like, wow. So they absolutely crushed them. So the Knicks prevail in that series and they move on. Guys stepped up. Jalen Brunson, we call him Captain Clutch around here.
Come on, Captain Clutch.
Not Captain Crunch, but Captain Clutch.
Right, that's what I said, Captain Clutch. Clutch.
Yeah.
Clutch.
And then
Keep saying clutch. There we go.
there you go. And then Karl Anthony Towns, I tell you, he showed up big time. He actually had another triple double in the clinching game, so he had two in the series. So that's a big deal. And OG Anunoby absolutely crushed it the last game as well. He's been playing hot as of late. The guy who's been having trouble is Mikal Bridges, who he's been off in the series, but he actually had a good game 6. So we're hoping that carries over into this Philly series. So that's the Knicks story as far as that goes. How did the Sixers get here? They beat the Boston Celtics. They've been rivals throughout the years, ever since I started watching. And that was 81, about 80-81 is when I started paying attention to basketball.
Okay.
And they were rivals since then. So they beat them 4-3. And this was an interesting series, to be honest, because a lot of people was picking Boston because they have the two guys, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And actually, Jason Tatum missed most of the season. And he came back like the last month of the season or so. And everybody was like, oh boy, they're going to go far now that they got him. And there they go losing in the first round. Go figure. So Boston gets the first game 1, and then Philly somehow they win the second game in Boston.
Okay.
So you got a 1-1 series heading to Philly. And Boston takes the next two in Philly, actually. So Philadelphia is down 3-1. They get Joel Embiid back. That's their star center. He's had a myriad of injuries. It's mostly the knees for him, but he actually had an appendectomy like about a month or so ago.
Okay.
And he's come back to play. So he comes back for game 4. He's a little rusty, but he plays okay. But Boston loses that game. Then Philadelphia would turn around because he has a game under his belt. Game 5, they take that in Boston, heading to a game 6 in Philadelphia. They win that. So now you go to game 7. Game 7s are, that's kind of the most exciting thing in basketball when you get to a game 7, because it's anyone's game, to be
Because it's
honest.
anybody's game at that point, right?
Anybody's game. And then they're going to Boston. So they're going into the enemy territory. And it was a good game. It was a good game, but jo- between Joel Embiid, the young guard, Tyrese Maxey, who had a fantastic game, they just couldn't. They couldn't
Couldn't do it.
get over the
Couldn't
hump.
do it.
So Philadelphia wins that series, 4-3. Joel Embiid, like I said, he plays 4 of the 7 games, and this guy averages 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, he had a monster series. And then for Boston, Jason Tatum, who came back, he actually missed game 7. So
Oh man.
that didn't help matters as far as that goes. So, and it was with the knee because, he was out because of the knee. So,
Because of the knee, right.
yeah. So, but they didn't have enough to get it done. And the thing with Boston, they settle for 3-point shots. They don't, the mid range, they abandon that. Driving to the lane, they abandon that. It's all about the threes for them.
All about the threes.
Yeah. And sometimes you live by it, sometimes you die by it. So that's the way it goes.
So let me ask you, when it comes down to technique and how they go about winning the series, like you just said, they do the three, the threes was their thing this season. Have you seen a game where for either team where you noticed a pattern in what it is that they were doing in order to get the win?
I say, like, again, with the threes, I mean, when you see it's not going for you, come in closer, and the mid-range shot is to me, it seemed like the league itself has abandoned it. Yeah, the league has abandoned the mid-range shot, which used to be a dependable shot back in the day. So, I understand you step further away, you add a point to it, if it's a 3-point shot, but not when you could get a guaranteed 2. So
right.
I don't understand that. So
yeah.
That's what really crushes a lot of teams, actually.
Okay.
Hopefully the Knicks don't fall into that trap going against Philly. So we'll see. Now the matchups for this series, I think Jalen Brunson versus Tyrese Maxey, that will be one to watch. And then you have OG Anunoby, who, like I said, is playing well right now. He'll go up against Paul George, the veteran. And mind you, he was suspended for a good chunk of the season because of PED, something he took that he wasn't supposed to take, basically. So, yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people thought that would derail their season, but it wasn't the case. So that's a good matchup. And then, of course, Joel Embiid going up against Karl Anthony Towns. I think it'll be a diet of Karl Anthony Towns. It'll be a little bit of Mitchell Robinson. He's a center that we have very good defensively, and he's able to cover Embiid and give him trouble. So we have some guys we could throw at him to slow him down. But his injury history, that's the thing. So, and then the last matchup I'll talk about is Mikal Bridges versus Kelly Oubre Jr. Mikal Bridges has to dominate this matchup. So, my prediction, I think it all depends on Joel Embiid, how many games he plays in this series.
Okay.
If he plays 4 or less, I think the Knicks get out of this series pretty easily. Okay. If he plays 5 games or more, I'd say it goes at least 6 games, maybe 7, with my Knicks taking it. I'm I'm going out on a limb for my guys.
Going out on a limb to say they gonna do it.
Yeah. So I'm saying Knicks in 6. So
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. That's
Okay, Knicks in 6.
yeah. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
All
I
right.
mean,
So
you've been a fan for long enough to be able to know how they rocking and rolling. So if
they
you
have
already see the probability of them winning
yeah.
based on their overall record or their overall scoring record over the years, then that would just make sense. Plus, you
Hmm.
are really good at keeping up with, from what I can tell and from what I've seen over the amount of time, basketball is your thing. So if you deep dive in it, you
Yeah.
giving the
Yeah.
probabilities, I'm pretty sure Knicks in 6 might be what I bet. I'm
Hey,
not even a
hey.
betting woman, but I
I'm just
might
saying.
just bet on that based on your knowledge base of the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think as far as the personnel go, they have the personnel to get by in this series. So
Okay.
that's why I'm calling it that way. So
Okay. That
yeah.
makes
So
sense.
all right. So we will move on to the next series. That is the number 1 seed, the Detroit Pistons, taking
Pistons.
on
Okay, Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah, we got Detroit peoples out there.
We got
So,
plenty of peoples in Detroit.
we gotta give them their props. They're the number 1 seed going up against the 4 seed, the Cleveland
Okay.
Cavaliers.
Okay, so I'm with you. I went and pulled up my phone, so I'm with you. I see
Okay, all
number
right,
one
all
and
right.
four,
Yeah,
Pistons
that's
versus
right.
Cavalier. I told you
Yep.
I'm not a girl. I'm not a basketball girly, but I know how to look up some stuff.
You do that. Now in the season series, they tied 2 games apiece. So you got
Mm,
both of those series tied up. So basically you're looking at an even matchup.
okay.
Now, how did the Detroit Pistons get here? They went to a 7-game series against the number 8 seed, the Orlando
The
Magic.
Magic. Okay.
And the Magic ought to be ashamed of themselves, but I'll continue in a minute. So game 1, the Orlando Magic, they actually take game 1 in Detroit. So they take the first game, then
Okay.
Detroit comes back and wins the second game. So you have it 1-1 heading to Orlando. Orlando takes the next 2 games. So Orlando is up 3 games to 1. And in basketball terms, if a team is up 3 games to 1, it's just a matter of them sealing the
Okay.
deal. But Detroit heads back home where they win a close one. And actually, this was a game where their
Okay.
star players went nuts. Cade Cunningham drops 45 points along with 5 assists, 4 rebounds.
Geez,
He dropped five
45.
threes in the game. Yeah. And then on the other side, Paulo Banchero, he has 45 points along with 9 rebounds, 7 assists. And he dropped 6 threes in the game. So you talk about a shootout between your star players.
Hey.
But yeah, so that was a good game. And then game 6, I watched this on Friday and
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. It was in Orlando. Orlando was up at one point 24 points above the Pistons.
Oh, so they
It,
let them come back cold because from what I
it,
see, it was a 93-79.
yeah. So basically, you're talking about a 38-point turnaround in that game. I couldn't believe it. They could not hit a shot in the second half. I
Oh
couldn't believe
wow.
it. So Detroit takes this game. I think this was the game that Orlando, they blew it. They
Okay.
blew it. So
Okay.
you have a game 7 back in Detroit. So your back is against the wall if you're Orlando Magic. And, they played okay, but in the second half, Detroit just took over. They just took over and they end up winning the series in 7 games.
Hey.
So, big props to Kay Cunningham. He has a fantastic series. And shout out to Tobias Harris, who he has a fine series. I was surprised. But he gave them what they needed. They need that second scorer behind Kay Cunningham. Because if you shut him down, game over.
Game over. Like a little
Yeah,
flip. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So The center, Jalen Duren, he didn't have that good a series. He's going to have to step on in this series because Cleveland got some big boys over there. We'll talk about them in
And
a
they
minute.
put in that work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. So that's Detroit. That's how they got there. Now Cleveland, they go to a 7-game series against the Toronto Raptors. Now let me tell you about these Toronto Raptors.
Okay.
First of all,
I'm looking. I'm paying attention. I'm with you.
this is a team that I thought just flew under the radar. People took them for granted, and
Mm-hmm.
me included. They would. I said they would go to 6 games if they had their star point guard, which was Emmanuel Quickly, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't play in this series at all.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
so they just did it on sheer will, basically, to get this to 7 games. And it was funny because in each of the games, the home team won on their home floor. So that was the difference in the series. Cleveland takes the first 2 games, heading to Toronto. Toronto ties it up, taking those 2 games there. Then you have game 5 going back to Cleveland, which they won.
What they
And
won.
then I watched game 6 that went to overtime. And it took a crazy shot from former Nick, RJ Barrett, to win the game. Actually, to tie the game. Yeah, that shot was to tie the game.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, yeah. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. And then you go to game 7. It was kind of nip and tuck a bit, but eventually Cleveland prevails. Donovan Mitchell shows out, and their center, Jared Allen, has a monster game inside, and they win the series. Cleveland does. So they take
Okay.
it in 7 games. Big props to Donovan Mitchell. Like I said, he had a fine series. James Harden, who he comes into the playoffs. He's a guy who, he doesn't have a lot of success in the playoffs, basically.
Okay.
So he's one of those guys who kind of fold. But he had a good series. He had a good series for them. So they're going to need it going against Detroit. Now, as far as the matchups go, I think it'll be Cade Cunningham versus a James Harden. So you got 2 guys who can hunt their offense, can get their teammates involved. So I think this will be a crucial matchup. Whoever gets the advantage here, I think that's the series pretty much in a nutshell.
Okay. Now
And
the
Jalen
game
Duren,
starts tomorrow night.
yeah, tomorrow night, yes.
Tomorrow night at
Jalen,
7.
yep,
Okay.
Jalen Duren, the center. Like I said, he had a bad series against Orlando. He's going to have to show up here because you got Jared Allen, you got Evan Mobley as well. I think Evan Mobley will be on Tobias Harris to kind of slow him down. I that's to me is the matchup I'll be watching in this series. So, and then you have Osar Thompson, another good defender. He'll be watching Donovan Mitchell to keep him at bay. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. And
Now,
this is all under the Eastern Conference, right?
yes,
Okay.
and now,
See, I told you I'm over here following. I'm learning while you're talking. I'm following you. I'm picking up what
mhm.
you're putting down.
And then the story within the story is the Detroit coach, JB Bickerstaff. He was fired by the Cleveland Cavaliers,
Mm,
and the current coach there now, uh, Kenny Atkinson, took over for him. So he was jettisoned out of there. So this series for him is kind of a revenge series, if
I was
you
about to
will.
say he finna
Yeah,
get that get back.
yeah. So this, I think, with my prediction, I say it's Detroit in 7 games. I think it'll go 7.
You think it'll go the full 7?
Yeah, I think they're evenly matched. I think this could be a case where, again, home court advantage gives you the advantage in this series. And I think JB Bickerstaff gets his revenge and wins the series.
Okay.
So there you
Okay. I
go.
like that idea.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go there. All right, so that is the previews of the semifinals. I'll talk quickly about the teams that got sent home. I'll talk about them real quick, and then we'll get into LeBron right quick, and then we'll get to your stuff. So
Okay, cool,
yeah,
cool. I'm here for it. Listen,
yeah.
I love a good conversation where I learn stuff because I'm always open to learning something new. And then
Hmm.
it gives me a reason to deep dive and go down my little nerdy rabbit hole to to fully
I
get
understand.
all the way enthralled with some
I
things. So my
understand. I hear
my
you.
wheels are over here turning like, okay,
Hope it's not
okay.
information overload here.
Listen, and I'm like, okay. And I'm paying attention because Google is my thing. So I pulled it up real quick as you got to
Google
talking
is
about
your friend, as I tell people on social
it
media.
is. And they got the whole thing. They got the whole Eastern Conference listings and the
Oh,
standings
what?
and
All
all of
right,
that.
all right, all right.
So,
Google, do
girlies,
your
if y'all
thing.
want to go learn something, you go on over there to Google.
There you
Google
go.
is your
There you
friend.
go.
And
Yeah,
all you got to do is click on the team and it'll give you the whole play out of, it'll give you the whole listing of the games and everything.
Google ought to be paying us for this
It
advertising.
should, but I'm just trying to put the girls on. You want to learn a little something.
There you go. There you go. All
They
right,
got
so
all of
we'll
that over
talk.
there. Go on and do yourself a favor, ladies. I'm trying to put y'all on.
Yes. All right, so we'll talk about the four teams that got left home.
Okay.
Atlanta, I think they'll need a legitimate big and another floor general, to be honest. So we'll see what they could do in free agency. They have some money to play with. This
Okay.
salary cap is at for next season 127 million. They have free agents. CJ McCollum, he's a free agent. He made over 30 million last year. Jonathan Kaminga, he has a team option at 24.3 million. And you got some other guys like Gabe Vincent, Jock Landale, and a few others here. So Atlanta, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be okay. They just have to add a piece here or there. So they'll
Okay.
be fine. As far as Boston goes, the thing with Boston, they have a salary cap of 173 million, but they have 145.7 million tied into three players.
Wow.
Three players is making that between Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White. So that doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room as far as adding
Adding
players.
players. Okay.
They're going to need size because their free agents are Nikola Vucevic, one of their centers, and then Nemus Kita, who actually was their starting center. He has a team option at 2.6, which I know they'll exercise that. That's a little bit of money. So, and then you got guys like Jordan Walsh, who's has a team option, and Ron Harper Jr.'s he has a team option as well. So I think
Okay.
those guys will come back. So, but Boston, if they could get some size, somehow figure out how to add on and get size, they're going to need that for next year. Now, in terms of Orlando, I think they run it back with the guys they have. Only thing, they did fire their coach. They
So
fired their
they're
coach
gonna have
as
to
of
come
today.
back stronger with a new game plan and a better, and not a better coach. They're gonna have to come back with a better game plan because they have a different coach going into the next season,
Right,
right? Okay.
right. Keep
Okay.
keep an eye out. Um, right now, Steve Kerr is talking with the Golden State Warriors front office, whether he'll come back, whether he won't. I think this would be a nice landing place for Steve Kerr. You got a young team there. They just need somebody who can galvanize them. This would be a nice spot for Steve Kerr. So I'm just putting it out there. But they are looking for a coach. Jamal Mosley was fired. He was there 5 seasons, got them to the playoffs 3 of the 5 seasons. A record overall of 189 wins against 221 losses. So, you know, it is what it is. But I think he'll be fine. I think he'll land somewhere else as an assistant because he did a good job,
He
all
did it,
things
yeah.
considered.
Especially
Yeah.
if they won 3 out of the 5, that's a good
Yeah, they
record.
were they made playoffs 3 out of the 5.
Yeah.
And the thing was, one of your star players was injured just about all season long, so you can't really put that on the coach. So,
Yeah.
so there
Okay.
you go. But they have a big salary cap here, over 215 million. So it's
Wow.
not a lot of room to move guys. But I say again, you run it back with the guys you got. You get a new coach in, and you let the chips fall where they may. So
What they made, yeah.
yeah, there you go. And then the last team I'll talk about, the Toronto Raptors. Like I said, the coach, Darko Rajokovic, did an excellent job having these guys as the 5 seed. Nobody predicted them to be a 5 seed in the East.
Mm.
So I think they run it back. You have Emmanuel quickly healthy. I think that will help you big time. I think they need a center who can fit Darko's offense, a guy who can move, who can maybe spot up for three. So I think you do that. That will help this ball club. And they have some money to play around with. Not much though. 186 million on the books for next year.
Okay.
Uh, they have a few free agents here. The backup point guard they're going to need to sign him, Jamal Sheed. He has a team option, which I'm sure they'll pick up. But yeah, so I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be okay. So
They
there
got a
you
little room from what I'm
go.
looking.
Little room to do a little something,
Okay.
something. So yeah. All right, so that is your wrap up of the teams that didn't make it. Let us talk quickly about LeBron, and then I'll turn it over to you for us to find out what you up to.
Okay, cool, cool.
Now,
Well, thank you for giving me something to deep dive into later because you
for
know
sure.
that's absolutely awesome. I did look up the information that we were gonna. I mean, that we did talk about, but I wasn't aware of all of
Hmm.
the logistical things that take place in
Yeah, yeah.
basketball. So now you got my wheels spinning and
Oh boy.
turning. And now when
Look
I
out
message
now.
you later and be like, okay, so
Yes, 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 yes.
okay, so
So,
you were saying earlier that this person and this person,
hmm,
yeah, okay,
you know how that goes. All right, so let us talk quickly about this story because I wanted to cover this the last episode. I didn't get to it.
okay,
Dave McMenamin, he's a reporter for ESPN.
hmm
He he wrote an article where he chronicled LeBron's 23rd season. He's been in the league 23 seasons, LeBron James,
okay,
and still performing at a high level. So he did a series of interviews with him throughout the season, like in particular spots. Like on December 1st, he talked to him while he was in LA. And then on December 14th, he talked to him when he was in Phoenix. Then again, later that month, he talked to him in LA. And then the next month, January, around mid January, he talked to him while he was in Portland in different conversations. And then he went to Chicago January 26th.
hmm
And this is the one that has everybody abuzz because I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there's this NBA GOAT debate that goes on
yes,
between LeBron James and Michael
and
Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yes, I'm very familiar.
Yeah. On this show, we don't have the GOAT debate. We don't do that because to me, it's lazy. And you can't really judge because different eras, you had different dynamics. So to
Different parameters, different skill set.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. So for me to say that Jordan in the rough and tumble 80s and 90s, compare him. First of all, they have different games, which I'll get to in a minute because LeBron even said it. They have different games, so to match up the two and have this GOAT debate to me is it's just lazy. It's nonsensical
yeah,
to me at least. So so he talks to him about just while he's in Chicago. LeBron says he hopes that he made Jordan proud by wearing the number 23 because that's the number
that's
he
why he
picked.
was.
Yeah, that's what he wears. So
Okay.
he didn't wear it in Miami. He wore 6 because I guess somebody else had it or whatever. Anyhow, so he says he hoped he made him proud by wearing the number 23. So LeBron reveres Jordan.
Yeah.
And he understands they're both great players. And he mentioned that his game and Jordan's game is different. Jordan would hunt for his shot, and LeBron would try and set somebody up for a good shot. That's the difference between the two.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to take the last shot in his mind. He, he rather let a teammate get it than him get it.
Than him.
That's
Okay.
that's the way he is. So he does admire Jordan's mid-range game, his post-up game, and his will to win, of course. But, we circle back to this GOAT debate, and he even said it himself. It's tiring. It's barbershop talk, which it is. And he talked about LeBron has been to 10 finals in his career, NBA finals.
Okay.
He's won 4 of them, so that means he lost 6, obviously. Whereas Jordan, he's been to 6 and he's won all 6. So, people would get on LeBron for losing the 6, whereas Jordan won 6. And he said initially it irked him, but now he takes pride in it because getting to 10 finals is really a big deal.
It's something to account for.
Not everybody can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that means he has brought a lot of teams all the way into June.
Yeah.
Brought them
a good distance of the way in order for them to be able to make it to 10 with him on their team. Jordan made it to 6 and
I don't care how you put it.
Yeah.
And then your body's got to be in tip-top shape to play into June.
Immaculate shape.
Yeah.
To play all season and then make it to the finals 10 times.
Yes. So you have the Stephen A's of the world. Now, last season, I covered this as far as that goes. This war of words between Stephen A and LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
And it started with his son. Here's what happened.
Okay.
The coach of the Lakers, JJ Redick, he was short guy, so he needed to call up Bronny James. You're familiar with Bronny James' son being on the Lakers.
Yeah.
So he brings him up and he has him play against the Philadelphia 76ers, speaking of the Sixers. And the guy I mentioned to you, Tyrese Maxey, this guy kills everybody. He's that good. And he absolutely takes Bronny to school.
Listen, and he showed him a thing or two.
Yeah. So the next day, the sports media was going crazy about it. And then Stephen A, he's in the world we're in, the podcast world. He has his little show. I should say little show, but he has his show. I know
what you mean.
And he goes on there and he goes on this tirade. And actually, he questioned LeBron's fatherhood. Yeah. He questioned the man's fatherhood, for crying out loud. And first of all, this is a coach's decision. This is a LeBron decision.
Right.
That's first of all. And then, so, he goes off about it. And LeBron is not happy about it. So what he does the next time he sees Stephen A, he confronts him. And made sure the camera saw that he was like chewing him out. And Stephen A couldn't do anything. He just stood there and took it. Then he goes on, because it happened on a Saturday. I remember it very vividly. It happened on a Saturday, and everybody was blowing up his phone, said, oh, the moment went viral and this and that. So he goes on Monday, he talks about it. He said he wasn't questioning LeBron as a father and this and that. And like I said, when you question LeBron as a parent, you know who else you questioning as a parent? His wife, Savannah. Boom. You got it. Mm-hmm. So Savannah was in LeBron's ear saying,
you better say something.
Go deal with Stephen A. He talking about our baby. Come on, deal with that.
So So my understanding of Stephen A is that he just likes to talk. He likes to say
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
is
Oh yeah,
whatever he thinks without thinking, So he
absolutely.
gives a lot of hot takes and he
Yeah,
gives a lot of right now moment kind of blatant over the top takes on whatever is
that's what he
happening.
does. That's what he
And
does.
instead of actually talking about the game and talking about what Bronny learned as a newbie to the game as far as playing, because if that was his first game and this is what the coach chose to do, he
Yeah,
really gave him the opportunity to become the best player that he could possibly be, putting him up against somebody in his first real game who took
yeah.
him to school, and now that gives him leverage as a new player to take all of that he learned in that game to become better. But
Sometimes it's baptism by
keeping it
fire.
about the
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
instead of keeping it about the game, Stephen A
yeah.
turned it into this man's not a good
A
father.
good parent. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
I
So,
mean, and so
yeah.
would it be safe to do the same with him based on how you show up on TV? We could say you're not a good parent in real life.
Hello, hello. Is this mic on?
Can
Come
we
on.
can relate the same way based on how you show up? We could also say that you're maybe not a good parent to your children.
I we could go the political route, but I'll keep it sports related. But
Listen, I'm just saying,
yeah, yeah,
if you gonna call a spade, let's let's
you know what
let's
it
do
is.
that.
But yeah, but
Yeah.
so yeah, so they've been having this war word. So on this GOAT thing, when he heard him say that about Jordan, he has a 2 segment part in the show where he's talking about this stuff. And I'm like,
Mm.
come on. And even when they were going back and forth, he says, when you leave basketball, I never have to talk about you. Yet you're doing 2 segments about him in this GOAT debate. And I'm like,
Lord.
come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? And there was so much more in that article because I actually read most of the article on my
Okay.
way home before we came on the show. And I'm like, there was a lot more stuff in here you could have talked about. But of course, they go to the LeBron versus Jordan stuff because, of course, you know, all
It's
the
low hanging fruit.
it's low hanging fruit and all the nut jobs on social media. They drool over this stuff. So it is
Absolutely.
it is what it is. But like I said, I don't do the GOAT debate stuff. So I just thought I'd bring that to the surface. So we'll leave it alone before we both get in trouble.
Right. Let's
All
just make
right.
sure we
So
say allegedly.
allegedly. There
We
you
gotta
go.
throw the allegedlys out there.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
exactly. So
Okay.
excellent. All right. So I want to use this time to tell us what you've been up to this year and give us all the deets on what you've been doing. And I
Ooh,
saw you have this new show that you're launching, Lyrical
absolutely.
Lessons with Leo. I want you to
Yeah.
talk about that as well.
Yes, yes, yes. So we've still been rocking and rolling. PGC is still doing its thing. We still have our flagship show, which is the Fat Girl Chronicles, that premieres every Tuesday. And then we have our After Dark show, which is PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties that we do on Fridays. And the new show that you're speaking of is Lyrical Lessons with Leo. That show premieres Wednesday at 7 p.m. Facebook,
This Wednesday?
YouTube. This Wednesday, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right.
This coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. It premieres.
It's going to be
And
on YouTube?
Lyrical Lessons with Leo is
Yeah.
my take on musical therapy. I'm
Mm.
taking the music that we've listened to, some of my favorite songs from neo soul, R&B, hip hop, soul, all of the genres, even jazz. Even though jazz doesn't have lyrics, we can still learn some things from what jazz is trying to teach us. But I take the lyrics and I break them down and I pick certain lyrics from the songs that really stick out to me. And then I give you a life lesson or a therapy type of lesson based on that lyric and break it down to how you
Mm-hmm.
can apply it to what you're doing, applying it to your life, applying it to how you navigate through relationships and your day-to-day life. This
Nice.
way we can start taking the music and not just hearing it and not just grooving to it, but we are actively listening to the words that's being said in the songs and
Nice.
taking it to a different level. And so
Mm-hmm.
this Wednesday, the very first show, I will be breaking down Something in the Way You Make Me Feel by Stephanie
Stephanie
Mills.
Mills. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now it's going to be a solo show. You're going to have guests on.
It's a solo show. It's
Okay.
me. I will
Okay.
have guests on in the future, but since it's a
Yeah.
new show and I'm just getting started, it's all
Okay.
me right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was
And
thinking of
I
some of our
am
people.
excited, super
Hmm.
excited.
Right. I was thinking of some of our peoples, like we mentioned the Q Points guys,
Q
Ray J
points. Yes, I can't wait to
and
have you
DJ
guys.
Sir Daniel. Also Ty the Pod guy. He has his music show.
Yeah.
And Leah B in the
Yes,
mix
in the, yes, and that's I
with Leah
literally just
B.
messaged Leah today.
Oh, nice, nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so we got a lot of music people in the pod
Yep,
game, and
yep.
so
My guy
definitely looking
Jason,
forward to getting them in on that.
my guy Jason as well for radio uh BSOT.
B-Sots, yes, I had to
Yeah,
say B-Sots Radio. Yep.
yeah. That's my guy. Yeah, so
Yes, I
yeah,
love Jason. And
yeah.
you talk
He's good.
about somebody that can deep dive into music. He is one of
Oh
them.
man, oh man. I saw a clip where he was on Q Points talking about loose ends. I was like, gosh, loose ends. I haven't heard that name in a minute. But man, in the '80s, they were it, man.
Yes, I think they still
Hmm.
do some stuff from time to time.
Oh, do they?
I think so. If not them, it's another group that's always here in Indy that shows up and does a lot of stuff
Okay,
here
okay,
locally. So I can't. It may
okay.
not be loose ends, but it's another music group from back in the '80s that's always here locally doing stuff. So yeah,
Nice. Okay,
yeah.
that's what's up. Okay, all right. So that's all your stuff there.
Yeah, we have another show. We are looking for a couple of male hosts for a show for the fellas. We have all of the shows. We
Oh,
have a combination show, then we have the show for the ladies, and we're looking for some fellas to help us launch this new show. It's called Man Cave Conversations, and so it'll be a little bit of everything over there:
okay.
sports, mental health awareness, relationships, hobbies,
Well,
all of those kind of things. So we're getting ready to launch that show. We're looking for some hosts that's ready
okay,
to be
okay.
in the
Well, if you need
game and talk
guests,
about it.
if you need guests for it, don't lose my
I
number.
got you. Listen, now those fellas over there will be definitely be somebody to talk to about all of this stuff on this
For sure, for
because
sure.
my brother is one of the hosts, and then we have Sir Moses that's actually on the PGC Tuesday show, who is also one of the hosts, and we're looking to round it out with four guys, so
Okay,
that way we can have a couple different perspectives to
perspective.
bring
Yeah, yeah,
all of
yeah.
the conversations to life.
For
And
sure,
so
for sure.
that's something else we got going on, and I think that's it for now.
Okay,
Building, growing,
that's what's up.
and trying to navigate and take the world by storm.
There you go. That's what we doing. Uh-oh. I didn't lose you, did I? Uh-oh. She bounced off. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Oh, there she comes. She's coming back. Hang on one second, guys. I'm
There
gonna
we go.
Oh, yep. Okay.
There we go.
I
Yeah.
was about to
So
say.
that's all we got going on over here on
Okay.
PGC. I'm
Okay.
super excited about everything. And then, I told to tell. We do have another show that happens on every first Friday. It'll be starting back up next month. It's called The Curvy Couch. And the
Mm.
Curvy Couch is our opportunity to sit and talk with those that are in the community, those that are part of our audience, and get an understanding of what's happening in and around the world. Because not only do we have people here in Indy, the PGC team is kind of spread out. So we're
Mhm.
looking to tap in with people from all over to kind of get an understanding of what's going on, how you feeling, and what you're looking for from PGC. So it's our opportunity to sit and talk with those who support us, love us, and all of those good things too.
Good, good, good. Excellent, excellent. Well, it was a pleasure having you on.
It was a pleasure to be here. I'm glad to
Yeah,
be able to talk with you.
not a problem. We'll do this again sometime in the future, I would hope.
Absolutely. And
Okay,
I'll
tell
be better
everybody how to.
prepared. I'll be better prepared when I come back.
You did fine. You did fine. You were fine. Yeah. Give everybody your deets as far as social media and all those sort of things. The floor is yours.
You can find me at I am Leah Rochelle on all social media platforms, and that's IAMLEORACHEL on all social media platforms. You can find the Fat Girl Chronicles, PGC Media, and PGC After Dark. Same name all across all social media platforms as well. And check out our YouTube channel. We are climbing our way to our 1K. So we look forward to knocking down that 1K. I think we're about 40 or so people from our 1K subscribers. So if you are tuned in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And you can check out our link tree, link tr.ee/PGC media. Check us
Yes,
out.
actually, I have that in the scroll
Oh,
here.
yeah,
So if
got
you're
that on the
watching the show,
scroll. Yeah.
it's in the scroll here.
And you can
So
check out everything that we have there. Buy us
yes,
a coffee, support the squad, all of that kind of
for
stuff.
sure, for
And
sure.
all of our information is there as well.
Excellent, excellent. Good stuff, good stuff.
Yep,
Again,
yep.
it's a pleasure having you on. Let me give my deets before I get out of here. All things basketball with gd.com is the website. There you'll find my clips, my full episodes. I'll be clipping this one up, so you guys look out for that. Also, guys, I'm on all the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, everywhere you watch or listen to podcasts, I'm there. YouTube channel, I have that going. That's kind of robust, so keep that growing, guys. Also, social media, I do TikTok, Instagram, some Facebook, some Blue Sky, Twitter or X. I don't mess with that.
Right.
It's under evil influence. Basically, I can't rock with
Okay.
it.
Listen.
All right. So I thank you for listening as always, and again, thank you, Leo Rochelle, for coming on
Thank
this show.
you.
Much appreciated, and we will talk soon, guys. All right.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.